Are you ready to push your limits, to shatter expectations and redefine what is possible? Welcome to the Victory Multisport Podcast, the show that fuels your passion and ignites your drive. Whether you're a seasoned triathlete, a weekend warrior, or a beginner dreaming of crossing that finish line, we're here to equip you with the knowledge, inspiration, and community you need to achieve your endurance goals. We'll celebrate individual wins and great accomplishments, no matter the size, speed, or publicity. Dive deep into training strategies, nutrition hacks, mental toughness, personal challenges, and everything in between. All designed to help you unlock your victory. Get ready to be inspired by stories of incredible athletes, learn from expert coaches, and discover the mindset that transforms ordinary individuals into being uncommon. This isn't a podcast. It's your training partner, your cheerleader, and your coach to ultimate victory. So lace up, clip in, and dive right in. It's time to unleash your potential. It's time for the Victory Multisport Podcast. Welcome to the Victory Multisport Podcast. This is Coach Sarge, and I'm here today with Coach Kenny. How you doing, Coach?
What's up, Sarge? How are you, man?
I'm well, brother. Well, we've taken about a 6-month hiatus from podcasts, so we wanted to bring back a super episode this time. We've got 5 of us in the studio right now. We've got some very special guests, but we wanted to, revamp, retool, and re-upgrade all of our content and our podcasts and our guests today. But we really want to do a quick shout out to some of the sponsors and supporters that we have out there. We've got a couple of companies that have stood by our side for the last 5 years and continue to give us great support for ourselves and our athletes, and that is Varlo Apparel. They came out to our race camp in June of this year and helped us shoot some promo videos, which check us out on Instagram, and you'll see that video out there. Outstanding stuff. It was a great camp, and we were so happy to have 40 or 50 of our athletes participate that weekend. Camp Sippel, Richland Swim Club, all around the Pittsburgh North Hills, just getting after it all day for the 3 days that we were doing our camp. Next up is Trek Pittsburgh. Every Trek location in Pittsburgh offers our athletes a discount, but they also just have great advice, help us with the bikes, help people find new wheels to get on and get fast out there on the course. So we really appreciate all the support that they give us. And last is Mike and Tony's, man. That local area restaurants all over the Pittsburgh area, multiple locations.
Dude, they hit it out of the park.
We know them
man.
so real well. And Justin over there, one of the owners, is super pumped about us. He knows about why we do this, why we're after this, why we want to help people achieve big things and have all their goals. So he's very generous with helping us out from time to time.
He always says, I got to fuel these beasts.
That's right. Absolutely. So we've got a fantastic stack of guests today. We've got Coach Ryan Sippel from FSS Fitness. How you doing, Coach?
Doing pretty solid. Glad to be here. Have some of my
OG athletes. Yeah, absolutely. So Ryan's been on one of our podcasts before, but he's here representing his own brand, that FSS brand, which is really the horses in the stable, both men and women, I might say, because he's got some beast females out there working with him and his brand, doing high rocks, doing triathlons, doing all kinds of beastly events, right? And we have 2 of those OG athletes with us that came on early on over a year ago with Coach Ryan to help him build this brand and really kind of represent the spirit and the enthusiasm, if I will, of the brand. And we have Sam, the Hammer. Hammers, how you doing, Sam?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Awesome, Sam. Great to have you here. Elite runner, fast as hell. So glad to see you. We heard this before as we were doing some prep here that you can actually swim too. So I think we always work in.
Come on, he's like a 105 per 100 swimmer, man. This guy's like Phelps.
I'm about to do an Ironman soon. You don't know which one.
There you go.
Oh, let's
awesome.
go.
He's elusive with that.
27 plans for sure.
And they call me Sarge, but this is the true Dill Sergeant here with Dillan doing now. How are you doing, Dylan?
Good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so I'm going to turn it over to these four. They got a lot of stories. They got some notes that they're going to cover with you. And take it away, Coach Kenny.
You got it, man. Sip, I think the only way to bring the podcast back after a 6-month podcast or 6-month hiatus would be to only go full send, man. We have to go full send. So what have you been up to, dude? I've been watching a lot of your Instagram, and I see pictures of you wrenching out your shirt with sweat, like a gallon of sweat coming out. I see you biking. I see you running. I see you doing pull-ups with chains on you. What have you been up to these days?
So for everybody that doesn't know what FSF is Full Send Fitness. It's my own brand of coaching. And in the 2024 season, last time I really was hammering the Ironmans, I qualified for my pro card for the 2025 season. And with that, I was also starting a family. So the family matter is really what is driving all of this, my decisions in life. But currently, as an athlete, and I'll always be an athlete, I'm trying to qualify for an Elite 15 race in the High Rocks. It's a lofty goal. It's like the Pro Series for Ironman. It's what excites me, right now. It's what excites me. This is probably the third week I've put serious training towards it, like your 15, 20-hour weeks, and really dialing in. And I believe it's important for me to chase big goals still, especially as a coach, because you kind of got to lead from the front.
Oh, yeah.
I think that a lot of these coaches, they'll like, oh, I've done it. I'm done. You know what I mean? And then you're not relative. So just chasing these big goals and trying to bring the athletes on. Now, while athletic pursuit is always a goal of mine, obviously now with my second child just being born in December, family is huge thing I'm trying to be good at, being a father, being present. So with that being said, I started the Full Send brand to be more home time with my kids. I can coach from online. I can coach at the firehouse, so I don't have to spend all this time overtime. I just spend time with my two children, Zeke and Zane. So it's kind of my goals in life right now, and I always have athletic pursuit that keeps me dialed in.
Boys, do we think we're going to hear about Z squared coming down the line at like North Allegheny or Pine Ridge and whatever school it's going to be? They're going to be wrestlers, or they're going to be hammers.
Gangsters. Dude, he's going to be a beast. Both of them. They're just going to crush it.
Oh, I can only imagine. I see them, like, I think he won like the kids Ironman 1 mile run or something, didn't he?
That's a pretty funny story. So we're up at Penn State, and I'm telling him, I'm getting all hyped up. And
you were hyped up, or you were getting him
all hyped up?
Okay.
Yeah. You're feeding him candy, because you get him sugar levels up. And it's a half-mile run. You go on the inside, you go out from the outside, and you do a loop around inside the stadium, Beer Stadium. So pretty cool event. And he takes off full steam, like sprinting the whole way. We get to the backside. I'm like, oh, he's moving pretty good. It's like, this is like a 7:30, 8:30 pace. We get to the far side of the field. He looks at me and goes, Dad, I'm all out of speed.
It's what he said?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. That is so good. Yeah. Well, you touched on something kind of really, really cool there, was that because I was with you at the times that you had qualified for pros. We were always in victory. We were always alongside you. And you kept saying, I just think there's something more. And I think this coaching, it's something more. Let me get to this Kona like when you qualified in Placid, it was immediately thereafter where you started laying down, I need to get into coaching. I need more. And when you saying, I'm starting to focus more on my family, it's funny because I see what you're doing in FSF is building a family there too. And you're welcoming them all in, and you're like the proud papa now, watching your kids grow up and hit goals. And so being a family man, I think at home is also blending into what you're doing in your business.
Absolutely. These are my boys right here.
You're creating
brothers, baby.
You're creating the same type of stuff. And I think that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really awesome. It's like when you chase a goal, and these two guys know it, you know it, and you achieve that goal, it's really fun. Sometimes you even surprise yourself. You're like, you go for a 240 in a marathon, and you run you go for 245, you run 240, and you're like the biggest high of your life that day. And before I started coaching, I'd only get that from my personal achievements, and obviously teammates I'd be excited for. But it's like watching your athletes do the same thing. It's just a cool experience. If not better. It's like seeing these guys do some of the achievement that they have in the first year of me coaching them. It's incredible. And you look at Sam, and used to see the epitome of handsome, flow, tall, good
perfect
looking
hair. Yeah.
Was he just in the movies on Toy Story 5? Were you? Yeah.
Yeah.
He
Buzz
used the
Lightyear,
face
right?
over for Buzz Lightyear.
So he's telling me on our long run last week that if people from his high school saw him, they wouldn't recognize him. That he lost that much weight.
Yeah,
like
they don't.
you see him now, and you're like, oh, he's a stud. He's got everything going for him. He probably drives a Lamborghini. No, he drives a Jeep, but he has all the swag you could ever imagine with the hair, the looks. He's a fast runner. Everybody thinks it's like, but at one point in time, Sam was a heavy-set kid, and now look at him. He got everything going for him. So I think people don't see the struggles that people deal with behind scenes all the time. Everybody sees somebody like me or Sam or Dylan. They're like, these people just have everything. But it's not the case. It's every day. You have to wake up and grind. They're dealing with just as many demons. They're dealing with just as many. Their problems are just as big as other people's problems. Just because they run a fast marathon doesn't mean they have less problems than other people. So shine light on that. It's kind of cool to see them evolve as athletes and as people. So I want to share a room more with anybody else than these two guys right here.
Yeah, that's amazing. And, I've been pretty fortunate just how close you and I are to get to know each of these guys. And, when you look at them, you think what you just said, Ryan, is all like everyone looks at Dylan and thinks, oh my God, he's like born at 10-hour speed. Maybe he could get it to 9:55, but they don't realize that about 6 months ago, Dylan was swimming 2 minute per hundreds. And you were fighting for your life, and now you're swimming 1:15s. But they don't think that just happened. And they think, oh, that's him.
Yeah, genetics.
But they don't realize you show up 3 times a week, and you empty everything you have to get faster.
Let's talk about Dylan for a second. Dylan's day, everybody wants to complain, I don't have time. Dylan wakes up at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, gets his first workout in, runs a jackhammer all day in the waterproofing business, carrying cement out by hand in buckets all day for 5-6 hours or even longer sometimes, 8 hours, 10 hours, and then go home and jump on the trainer. And then some still have time for his family. It's honestly, if you want to say you don't have time or you're exhausted, Dylan, man, I honestly, he's energized.
Being on the trainer is a gift because my kids come right down. They hang out with me while I'm on the trainer. So
wait, didn't you make a trainer for one of your kids?
Yeah.
I think I saw a video of it.
My son, Julian, he literally looks at me. He's like, sees me on the trainer. He's like, set mine up. And he wants to be there. Like, it's not like I'm pushing him, come downstairs and you have to watch dad. They literally, that's their desire. They're like, I want to see you get after it and I want to get after it with you. So that example kind of to go along with that. So you can make the time to train and have a family. You can even intertwine them and make it even better.
And then he just do his first triathlon. You said he liked it more than football or any other sport.
Oh, that was insane. So there's been a couple of times already. So he loves football. He loves basketball. Don't get me wrong. Like every kid, it's a lot more fun to chase a ball around and be with your friends. But there was a situation where he had a playoff football game, and the Pittsburgh Marathon for the Pittsburgh Kids Marathon was the same day, same time. And I was like, oh, my son, he's 6 years old. He's going to want to play in the playoff football game. But I presented it to him. I was like, Julian, unfortunately, you got the playoff football game and the kids marathon at the same exact time. It's up to you. It's your call. He goes, oh, the marathon. Right away.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's wild. So, what he see, and then your example on your kids is very clear to me. What you do is way more valuable than what you say. And he killed it. And then he also did his first triathlon recently, too, over at Brady's
Ohio.
Run.
Didn't he do one in Ohio?
He did the Iron Run there. But he actually did a triathlon at Brady's Run. 100-meter open water swim, 5K bike, and 1K run. And I was such a proud dad because he had the dog in him. Like, I saw it. He came out. I was worried about the swim because he hasn't really done much swimming. But he was in that water fighting so hard. And I could see him. I thought he was going to be exhausted when he got out. And I just see him start to come out of that water. And he's sprinting. And I'm getting on film. He's running like a 7:30 mile in the transition to get onto the bike. Like, you could see the determination. See the dog already in him.
You're laying the groundwork, Bob.
Exactly. To see that is
little eyes watch.
There's nothing better than seeing that, honestly.
Little eyes watch.
Yeah.
Well, so Rye, you just brought up about Sam about not being recognized. Sam, what was your athletic background growing up? Like, what were you into throughout that brought you to this moment?
Yeah, so I was always like a mix of things. So starting out in high school, I played football my whole life. So elementary all the way up to high school. I ended up kind of mixing in some other sports. So I went and did track and field. So I threw discus, pretty good at it. Didn't really get into the running piece. Kind of kept running as like the more of that mental balance. I'm going to go out and run 3 miles a day or every couple days just to feel good. Got into college and ended up getting into coaching. So I helped coach at Penn State, the running backs for my 4 years there. Really cool experience. And then after that, I was just kind of finding my way. Like, what do I do now? Football has always been part of my life. So went into kind of like this spot where I didn't have anything. I thought 3 miles a day would do it. Started gaining a little bit of weight. And I'm like, okay, this is not where I want to go. So I ended up really kind of hammering, okay, what's the next piece? Is it CrossFit? Is it boxing? So I did a little bit of boxing, a little bit of CrossFit. And then that's whenever I got to meet Coach Sippel over here. So
yeah, let's talk about that. Where did you meet him?
So we ended up going to a High Rocks gym up in, Zillinople. Ended up doing Total Pursuit CrossFit there, High Rocks. Ended up having a great time. Ryan and I kind of would like compete here and there. Sippel's 10 times better than some of the stuff I do, so not really competing. But at that time, I'm like, dang, look, I'm close. Fast forward till we get to the marathon, and I'm running the Pittsburgh Marathon, and I'm just cooking to what I feel is comfortable, not really like pacing, like I might burn out, but whatever. And I'm at like mile 16, 17, getting texts from my mom, my dad.
Let me chime in here. This is super funny. At this point, I'm a pretty accomplished endurance athlete. I've been to Boston. I've run sub 240 marathon.
And
I've been to Kona, and I had an off year that year. I fell through a Florida fire. Whatever. I had some injuries. I came back from. I was trying to get one of my athletes to go sub 3, and I lost him about around the halfway mark. I was just talking to the pacer, the 3 hour, and so at this point, I'm like, all right, what do I do? Slow down. I'm like, I'm stuck in the middle of a city marathon. I'm running a 6:40 pace at this point. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to put on the burners now. I'm just going to finish this thing hard. So I started dropping down to like a 6:10, 6:20 pace for like 5 miles. So I've ran a half marathon, roughly around a 1:30 pace. And now I've ran 5 miles at probably like a 6:10, 6:15 pace. And I'm running, and I see this big dude bopping down the road.
And that's why I wasn't taking it serious. So I'm wearing those chicken legs, like short, little turtles on them, like goofy eating t-shirt, hair tied up, like just bopping along. And I see Coach Sip. Like,
I see Sam. I'm like, who the heck put you this far up in the marathon? Like, who shot you out of the cannon?
I don't even.
How
think
are
I
you
had
this far up?
shoes.
It's like at this point.
What were you running?
I had cross trainers on. Like I think I had CrossFit.
He had the white New Balance leathers on.
Yeah, I think so. Like I honestly, after that race is when I got my first pair of running shoes, and I go, what was I thinking? Like, why was I just wearing trainers?
Let me just run a casual sub 3 in like New Balance.
Well, I think he didn't have much left in the tank after I ran into him. He's like, Sip, I think I went out too hot. He's like,
Wait, what mile was that?
I think 17.
Yeah.
But he probably averaged.
Making it to 17 at that pace.
Like a 6:30 pace, probably average.
Yeah. That would be suicide pace, right?
It was. I think I said,
average heart
I'm going to
rate,
die.
like 190.
I'm done right now. He takes off, and you can just see my gas tank going down. It's just. We finished at a 3:16 or 17, and at that point, I was just like, all right, let's narrow the scope. I want to go to Boston, and that's when.
Yeah, I saw him. We went to TPA again the next week, and I saw Sam, and I was like, dude, let me work with you. He's like, you're an incredibly talented runner. I was like, I'll get you to Boston. He's like, you really think you can get me to Boston? I was like, absolutely, dude, no problem. And we started working together, and it's been a fun road. And it wasn't like, oh, he just started training and went to Boston. He had to go to Erie, and you qualified for it by what, Sam?
I think it was 40 seconds after the cut. Yeah, so for people who aren't familiar with the way you qualify for Boston, you got to get the time cut off, and then they cut an additional section based off the amount of people that apply for it. So I was aiming for around a 250 because I figured the cut would be close to 5 minutes. I'd be safe there. I got a 2:49, like 30, and the cut was by like 4 minutes and 40 seconds. So I got the whole thing by 40 seconds to get to Boston. It's ridiculous.
But that's incredible, though. Like, go back to your high school. Like, so what was, like you said, you played football.
Mm-hmm.
You're tall, dude. Like, what position were you playing?
So whenever I was going through kind of younger football, it was like always fullback, middle linebacker, and then when I got to high school, defensive end was the spot.
Okay, because I was
Just
just
play. That was
Nice
my
edge
pee-wee
rusher.
position.
Yeah.
But I stopped growing.
you stayed Pee Wee. No, because the reason I wanted to ask about that is like because you said you were doing discus. So
Yep.
you were field, you weren't necessarily running. So that tells me you're a bigger dude.
Yep.
I was thinking you were like a lineman or D end, right?
Yeah.
So, and that's interesting. Like you said, I would just tool around with like a 3-mile run every couple days.
Yep.
And so when you're doing TPA, what triggered to say, I got to go marathon?
Well, so I think it was more along the lines of I really enjoyed CrossFit. I loved kind of HIIT workouts, high intensity, like let's get after it, because I've always been that guy where I might not be the best in the fight, but I'm going to outlast you. You know, I'm always going to keep going. I got that grit. So CrossFit will always kind of like fit the bill there. And then whenever High Rocks started taking off, I'm like, oh, there's running? Okay, so we could take CrossFit and running, kind of throw those two together. So that's what kind of added the running piece to it. And then whenever I got with Sip, it just completely removed the CrossFit piece, and we're back into running. But yeah, it was that I'm going to give it my all, and I want to determine my outcome and just keep working towards it.
I love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
So what kind of goals do you have going forward, Sam? So Sam, he PR'd in Erie.
Yep.
And then we went to Boston.
So, so
what
my
do we do in
my
Boston?
PRs are crazy. So first ever marathon was Nashville. So I ran my first ever marathon. It was like 4 hours and 17 minutes. Next marathon was Pittsburgh, and it was like 3:30 or maybe like a 3:40. So I cut off like 20, 30 minutes with zero training. Same thing whenever I ran Pittsburgh last year, so got a 3:16.
You were doing TPA though, and
Yeah,
High Rocks. So
yeah.
you were running a little bit more.
Yeah, and then we go to Erie, so it's like been like 20 to 30 minute jumps as we continue. I'd love to keep that going, but I don't see that. I don't see
Yeah,
that
so
as-
he went from
226
yeah,
Chicago.
Yeah,
This is pretty cool though. He went from a 3:17 or 3:16, and we worked with him for about 6 months, and he wasn't messing around. Sam, he worked, and he dropped all that time to a 2:49, and then he went to Boston on a tougher course and PR'd again and beat old Coach Sip. He got me by a minute.
I was pumped.
Was it a 226 or something, or 236?
We just call him the fastest man alive. He basically set the land
yeah.
speed record on that day.
Yeah.
It's an inside joke, but Sam came to a track workout when he was like taking a little break from running, and he came back to the track workout fully tapered and ready to go. And my man was dropping like 3-minute miles on us.
Oh god.
Is that the Highland Park workout?
Well, and this was the first workout I got to lead too, so I'm like feeling myself like, okay, cool. Like I'm in the front right now. Like let's just take off.
So he's become we all call Sam the fastest man alive now.
Sam was in his bag, man. You were feeling it.
I was. I still do here and there. It's nice.
Dill, what about you, dude? What is your athletic background?
Yeah, mostly I was a big football player growing up too, as well. Family football just runs in my family big time. Both my grandfathers, NFL players. So my mom's dad, NFL player. My dad's dad, NFL player. Different type of athlete. They were really big, muscular, both linemen, but very athletic. Both married and had kids with smaller wives. So my genetics not nearly as big as them. Like my mom's dad, about 6'8", over 300. My dad's dad about 6'4", 260, 270. So I'm tiny compared to them, just jacked. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not that tiny, but
I mean, there's a pump in there.
but yeah,
Pump is life, Dill.
So a lot of athletic background there. My dad, football player, actually did marathons as well. Got into endurance later on in life. Same with my mom, endurance background. My mom's mom, my grandma, endurance background, marathons. So a wide variety of athletic background. But football was always the one that was hammered down my throat as a kid, and I always wanted it. So football was my main priority growing up. I ended up playing wide receiver, all-state in high school. Also a basketball player, but I think I was actually a better basketball player, honestly, but my passion was always football. did pretty well with that. Didn't do well with the grades part though. So didn't have
you were PR in everything but grades.
Horrible GPA. I liked to play sports and hang out with friends and probably party too much. So the grades took a hit. So I didn't get qualify for a D1 scholarship. I ended up with a D3 scholarship, and they gave me an academic scholarship. Played D3 football. Then ended up, struggling with partying. Always, I was a big partier growing up. Ended up moving to Pittsburgh, but always kind of stayed active, even though I was partying when I was younger. And then really got out of shape around 2020-ish when COVID hit. Had some hard things happen. Lost my mom. COVID hit. Gained a lot of weight. Was drinking a lot and got up to 260. First time in my life I ever felt out of shape. I was like, I remember I left the house and just walked around the neighborhood, like walked up the hill and like walked back down maybe half a mile. And I was like gasping for air, like out of breath. I was like, this is not good. Like, what's going on? Am I having a heart attack? Like, I didn't know what was going on. Like, I was just really out of shape. But believe it or not, yeah. So let's just that was where I was in 2021 to now I'm sub 10 Ironman. I mean, it's crazy. But it just sorry.
No, like if you look at your Instagram, there are pictures that show this all. Yeah. Like I remember seeing first off, when Sip calls me, he goes, "Hey man, you want to jump on a call? We got a new athlete call. This Dillan guy." I'm like, "Oh, heck yeah." And my wife knew your mom. And so she's like, "I think he's Julie Gus's kid." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. Like she's good people. Let's jump on it." I get on the call. You and Sip are just talking like it's random, and you don't have shirts on. So I look at my wife. She goes, "Are you doing a 3-way FaceTime without a shirt on with guys without shirts on?" This is how we roll, babe.
That's what we do.
This is what we do. And you were screaming real loud on the call. You're like all fired up.
What is wrong with that guy? Is he a wild animal?
No, I loved it, man. That was your vibe. But and then I started researching you, and there's a couple pictures of you in the pool, standing there or at a pool, drinking a beer, and you looked massive. Like not out of shape. You just looked thick.
Huge, yeah.
Yeah, like put a rack on you, you'd be defensive end. Like
I was gonna say like the
massive
build. No wide receiver anymore at that time. I was a D end. But yeah, I mean, things happened, and then one night I just got sick and tired. I was just coming off the booze, and I decided, it's time. It's time to get back in shape. And I feel like, to me, I feel like it was the voice of the Lord. It was like 3 a.m., laying in bed, finally coming off the booze, and I just hear this still small voice say, "Get up and go for a run." And I didn't want to do it at all. I was laying in my bed, miserable, and but I did it. I got up 3 a.m. and went for a 1.2 mile jog / walk around my neighborhood. Came back, and I was like, I felt great. I was like, this is what I needed. This is what I need to do. Next day, went out. I did it twice. And then I think the day after that, I did it 3 times. So I was up to like basically a little over a 5K. And then I was like, screw it. I'm signing up for the Pittsburgh Half Marathon, which was in 2 weeks. And that's when it all started. I signed up for that. 2 weeks of hard training, like basically no taper. Did the half marathon in I think it was 2:01. So yeah, I mean, that was a big jump, quick. And then I was like, let me see what I can do with this. And then I self-coached, trained for about 4 months, did the Montreal Marathon, my first full marathon. Did that, and my goal was 3:30. Literally gave it everything I had and hit 3:30:07. So, and then I was like, let's keep it going. And that's what's been happening. Just
he left out after another. The fact that it was like 4 months in, he ran 100 miles in a parking lot.
Yeah, and then I went.
Yeah, he did.
So after the half marathon, I signed up for 100. So actually, that marathon
big Kmart parking lot.
That marathon was actually a training run for the 100-mile that we ended up doing in a parking lot. 100-mile.
How many times did you turn it?
Unofficial 100-miler in a parking lot, which was a pretty cool experience. Met, a lot of cool people through it. But yeah, did that. My fitness was not at 100-mile level, and it was not at pavement 100-mile level because I trained the whole time on a trail. My body was crushed from that. It took me like probably 2 months to even be able to run properly after that.
After the 100-miler in the parking lot. Yeah, I guess I can figure it out.
Fell asleep. I
like track.
So I quit drinking, but I felt like I was drunk again. I fell asleep on the porta potty, like in the middle of it, and my buddy had to wake me up. I was like, I just gotta go to the bathroom, and I'm just slouched over in the porta potty. He's like, gets me up. I'm just like a zombie, feeling like I'm drunk, like running. But yeah, it's pretty funny.
So neither one of you guys were like track stars, like legit, like runners or had a running background. I mean, obviously athletes. But
I did track and field my freshman and sophomore year, but I was a thrower. I actually placed 5th in the state in javelin my freshman year. And sophomore year, I think I quit halfway through, but I did do like part of the year.
I wish I would have ran. I think that would have been so cool to like get into like cross country or like some track event where like, I don't know, like my endurance level now is completely different. So who knows what it would have been then. But like, I wish I could have jump-started this whole process by 10, 15 years.
Yeah, but you might not have loved the process then. And you might not be where, I mean, it's funny how God puts this stuff in your way.
Yeah.
Like it might not have been your time yet. And now it's all getting unlocked, but that's unbelievable. Though, what's your proudest moment, like on the race course?
On the race course.
If you think about it, and you too, Sam, however you guys want to go at it, like when you start looking at Pittsburgh, seeing Coach Sippel, Boston, like could even be a 5K that you did when you didn't think you had it in you. Like when you look back on it, what would be that moment that you just, it's kind of defining, it gives you that like tiger in you, like that, I want to go because of that moment.
I'm going to say, honestly, you were there. It was just recently. It was Ohio. Just because I showed up to that race and I'm not saying I didn't put in any work, but I showed up to that race. I wasn't even sure if I was going to do it because I was kind of struggling after Jacksonville, Ironman Jacksonville, to get back into training, battling some demons and things like that. And I showed up to that race and I didn't know. And I guess I realized like that I have a certain amount of dog in me that I can unleash when I need to. And I was really proud of that because maybe my fitness wasn't at the peak it's ever been, but I was refusing not to get on that podium when I knew I had a chance. So,
first Ironman podium from Dillan.
Oh yeah,
it's a pretty cool thing. If you've been around the sport long enough, especially if you don't come from swim, bike, run, or any kind of run background, the podium at an Ironman event is no easy feat.
Unreal. I got to witness it, man. I could see it like telling you, like Ryan was like, he needs to know this stuff, like you get at this stuff, because Ryan was supposed to be up there, but he had late fire calls, and he's like, you need to get him this stuff, and I'm telling it to you, and you were just happy as heck, man. Like
having you there, having my family there,
you had just had the time of your life, though, dude. Like
on that run, you guys carried me. It was
you knew. I mean, he probably in your age group, if you didn't have the fastest run, the run splits, there might have been one other guy who beat you.
I think there was one other guy who came like 20 minutes after. When I finished, it was number one run split, but there was a guy who came in late because it was a time trial start. So, but yeah.
So not to chime in or interrupt anything, but my proudest moment for Dillan was his Jacksonville race. And the reason I say that is because that course, he didn't podium, but there was more competition, I believe, there. And the reason I was so proud of him that day, not only because it was extremely tough conditions, and he also biked in the wrong direction for a couple miles, but I know people that are very legit in the sport, and his goal that which drives him heavy is qualifying for Kona.
Yep.
And that was the first race that I saw him compete with people that have been to Kona.
Oh, he has
compete with people that, and like that was, and he broke 10 hours for the first time. When I got with him, I think his Ironman time was like almost 12 hours, 11:30 something. And to see him break the 10-hour barrier and swing at the fence basically with other people that have been to Kona, walk to walk, people that are on that Roca Standardized Racing, the old EMJ team that are elite triathletes, been doing this for years, to see Dillan on the race course, and you can see on the tracker, I don't know if you ever looked at the Ironman tracker, but you can see people moving on the course, and to see those names and Dillan in the mix for the first time, it's there.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a matter of time and opportunity.
Yeah. I remember talking to you
that
after.
One's a close. I mean, it's a really tough call between that and Ohio, just because, I mean, that one I put so much work into, and it was so, I mean, a lot of those guys that you're talking about too, they live down there, so they're used to that type of heat, and it was a cold spring here, so I knew, I mean, I did a lot of sauna.
And the
I would put my fireplace on in my
the electric fireplace.
It's gas. I have a gas fireplace. I crank it all the way up, and I would put hoodies on, no fan, and I would train on the trainer, getting ready for Jacksonville, and I would fuel like crazy. I'm a big believer in training your gut for Ironman, because you have to be able to consume. So I think a lot of these people that he's talking about, they didn't fuel enough, I feel like, and that's something that I've prioritized.
Julian put on his snowsuit and get on his trainer too. You're gonna learn today, son.
Well, dude, I think my funniest interaction with him, we go up to Placid. He's staying in the Victory House, and we're all getting to know him, and he's asking some other athletes some like kind of funny questions, and everyone's like laughing it up with Caroline. And so that morning of, like, everybody is in the bag, like they're getting, like, when you're ready to lock in, it just don't approach him. He'll let you know. And Dill's vibing, man. He's blasting tunes, and like he's like crank it all the way up. It's Jethro Tull, blast it. And we're walking. I mean, I felt like we were like he was Mike Tyson, and we were all walking him into fight. Like, I have a boombox on my shoulder so he could
all the way up,
so he could hear his music. And then he finally gets down there and he goes, "Yeah, man, I think I forgot all my nutrition."
Not only that, like, he asked me you asked me 3 times, "Do you have everything? Do you guys need to check your bikes?"
Sam,
I'm like, we're good. And I'm like,
it wasn't 3 times. I asked him 4 times.
Good. I don't have my bottles. I got no nutrition on my bike.
So he's like, "I need you to zone 3, run back up to our house to get it." And Ironman wouldn't let me get. So finally, I get somebody, and she's like, "I'll put it in there." And again, he's vibing coming out of the water, doesn't even know it's there, and drives the whole 112 miles with no nutrition. So you should train your gut. How about you, Sam? What about you, man? What's that proud moment for you?
So for me, I can't think of one, but just a collection of many.
Yeah, go for it.
So growing up, I've always looked up to my dad, my grandpa, all these different kind of like figures of my life of like, wow, they're my hero, So kind of trailing all of the experience that I've seen with, like, my grandpa was always a big time runner going out, and I'm from a little town called New Galley, always running the New Galley hills. My dad also running those hills, kind of like me with the training process of like just going out there and getting after it. It's like, okay, cool, there's that sense of pride. But then the collaboration with like Full Send Fitness, running with the guys, even doing like a simple long run through North Park, I'm like, wow, I don't need a marathon finish or an Ironman to feel proud. Like, I'm with my guys, I'm in my element, kind of doing what my family and everyone around me is doing. So really just proud of what I'm doing right now and everything that we work towards.
Oh, like watching you guys in action too is unbelievable. And I talk to Ryan about it all the time. Like, you guys are just different. And what I mean by that is, he said it earlier, you may think these two were born with God-given talent, and that's just them. You two boys are like some of the hardest workers I've ever seen come into Victory. Like, you lead from the front of the pack. You love that high intensity. Let's get after it. Mm-hmm. But I don't think you realize the impact you guys are making. Like, this is goofy as heck, but I have 2 or 3 guys that I trained in the Pittsburgh Marathon that work with me. And I'm sitting 4 or 5 offices over, like desk lines over in cubes. And I hear one guy say to another, "I'm super mad at you." And David's like, "Why?" He goes, "You swam with Dill Sargent, and I saw it on your Instagram." And he knew you. He knew who you were. And then somebody also at ADP goes, "I got the elusive follow back from Hammers." And I just sit at my cube and I go like this. I go, "Sam?" And he goes, "Yeah." He goes, "I've been waiting for that one." But like, what I think I'm real proud of you boys are leaders, man. Like, you're leading, like, B-Dog loves you. Like, when you show up at a workout, she's your biggest fan. Like, she's always talking you up, fighting you. And like, you guys lead and you're pulling people with you. Like, the older guy I was running with on the track workout, he said to me, he goes, "Is that Sam Hammers?" And I said, "Yes." And he goes, "Man, that kid is really like energizing me. And I think at the end you said, that guy's inspiring me, a 60-some-year-old guy running 7-minute splits. Like, that's the stuff that I think is so cool, is hardworking, unassuming, can be very approachable by anybody, that you'll train with anybody, and you're bringing people into the sport. Do you guys feel that too?
And that's what makes me proud about the whole thing, the whole experience, is waking up on like a Tuesday morning with the guys. It's like 4:30, you could hear maybe the birds chirping. Like, we're up before the birds, sleeping. And like we're getting after it. It's a big family where, we're inspiring ourselves on the track, but then even, as you said, like off the track too. So like the whole experience from when I started a year ago to now, it's just like my reach to the community, the running community, and even endurance athletes is just huge. And I think it's very impactful.
So Sam was one of my beginning athletes, like with Dillan, the OG athletes. Whenever he was targeting, he worked really hard from Pittsburgh to about a 6-month turnaround to Erie. I think that's about right, about 6 months or so, maybe 5 months or so.
Yeah.
But he worked really, really hard for that. And he was targeting a 250 because he wanted to make sure that he was good for Boston. And as a coach, I don't know. And there was another athlete there, Chris. He was trying to go sub-3. And they both basically beat those times by, we're talking less than a minute, like 30 seconds both. And as a coach, that might have been one of my most proud moments ever.
Yeah. I remember talking to you that day.
I was like jumping, like Kenny's like, yeah, it's cool. But I was like, it was like we won the Super Bowl kind of thing. I was so hyped up for Sam. And I don't know. I was going to go up to it, but just didn't fit in my schedule because I'm a yes man. I side quest too often, so I'm trying to stick to my own goals and achievements now. My toxic trait is make everybody else's goal my goal. So being a coach, I'm trying to do Ironman. I'm trying to do a marathon with Sam. Then I'm trying to do High Rocks, but coming back around, I'm trying to focus more on my goals now. But that being said, watching them do this is so cool. And then second, it's like you said, it's not a single moment. This is in our training. In between that and Boston, we're running. Me and this girl named Jen, and Sam, it was us three that day. We went for a long run. I think it was 16 miles, but it was 16 miles, and you have a time to like look at your watch, like, oh, mile 1. You do long zone 2. You have to you kind of just like slogging through miles, like mile 1, mile 2. This was a structured run, so it was like, I forget if it was like time based or distance based, but you were engaged the whole time. Either was like 10 minutes on, 5 minutes off, 10 minutes, something like that. So you're just trying to get through the sets. Because of that, you kind of get lost in the miles, and we finish, and I am beat up. I am like hurting. Sam's over with a big smile. I can't believe that was 16 miles. It feels like that was 5 miles. I can keep going.
I'm ready for 20. Let's go.
I'm like, oh man, this dude's he's going to be a menace. And then
Dillan was looking for that parking lot for 100.
And then to proceed on, we did the Boston together, and I pulled off the report run for just a second. I was like, I'll catch him. I got experience. I'll catch him on this course. I never caught him. He got me about a minute. And we finished, though. His whole family was up there. And you could see the level of high that he had from that performance in Boston. He might not speak on it, but that carries over to your coach. And it was like everybody that was up at Boston was just radiating off of Sam's achievement that day.
Oh, yeah.
And I've had it in Boston. I thought I was aiming for a 2:45 once I ran a 2:40. And in sport, that might be still one of my, I just couldn't believe I did that. I had that feeling of like, holy cow, I did that. Like, wow, like I can do anything now. And I could see that through Sam, and I saw it through his family, how excited they were for him. And that was just such a I've done 4 Boston marathons. I've PR'd there. I've had good days myself, but that might be one of my most proudest moments as a coach, and most just happy because I've done Boston and I've been there by myself. I've done it my first time my parents came up there. One time my wife came up. I've run it back by myself. That year I had a bunch of other F athletes repping my brand. And to see them all crush it like that, It was such a great day. And I contributed that to Sam. And Dillan was there that year too. And Dillan also PR'd. And so we just had a great time all the way around.
Oh, yeah. It's a celebration, man. Like when you guys hit that, and you're hitting that peak performance of climbing to a sub 10 hour, hitting the, PRing in Boston in 20-minute clips each time. Like, what is your why? Like right now, what are you evolving into? Because you're dancing on the biggest stages. You're competing with the upper echelons. Like, what keeps you guys going? Sam, I'm going to throw it to you first. What's your why?
230.
No, I was honestly, as Ryan was just mentioning the Boston, the whole experience made me think of kind of what you mentioned earlier with like the impact you have on the community. So being kind of that runner of the family, my little sister's always tried tagging along on some like long runs, doing some track workouts here and there. And like, it's gotten, she's good. She's really good. She's gotten to the point where she has done almost what I did last year. Like, Sam, I think I can qualify for Boston. Like, let's get after it and train real hard. So she signed up for Erie. I wasn't even planning on running the Erie Marathon. She sends me like the registration, like, hey, you're signed up, you're pacing me. Like, we're getting to Boston. So like my why for kind of what I'm doing now and kind of all the little minutes that I'm trying to chip away is just to continue this and have that impact of like, okay, now my little sister's going to try to qualify. And if she does, is it my older sister who's going to do it? Is it another family member, relative, friend? Like, how can we keep this going so it also impacts people beyond the scope of what I'm doing?
Hammer's had his whole family, well, I don't know his whole family, but quite a few family members and his wife all run the Marine Corps Marathon last year. And I think when they finished, the spirits was, I'm never going to do a marathon again. Fast forward like 2 months to when I run into them again, and they're all signed up for more marathons.
Oh, well,
because of Sam's lead.
You can tell like your impact on your family is tremendous.
And it's incredible to see.
Well, I think that's awesome because you're leaving a legacy and you're building that type of come with me. Mm-hmm. Come with me. And what's juicing you is now juicing them. And I think Matty Ice was on as an athlete inside of Victory that talks about it all the time. Like, his family starts coming to him to say, hey, Matty, what's next? Where are we going next year? Mm-hmm. Like, they're starting to plan things around Sam's big Boston run or Sam's PRing here. And then they're all coming. So it's like, it's a whole family vibe now, which is awesome, man.
Yeah, and it's cool having those discussions too. So like, when I qualified for Boston, you actually, like, there's other world majors you can qualify for too. So it was cool to see like, oh, okay, I qualified for England and I qualified for Berlin and all these other different locations where my family started going, okay, what's our 2027 vacation plans looking like? Because I think we're going abroad, just like you mentioned, it's just, they're fueling off of all the achievements and trying to also do the same as well. It's cool to get that.
Dill, what about you, big dog?
Mine's definitely evolved as time's gone by. I mean, originally it was, a lot of people say, you get to compete against yourself and you get better every day. And that's still true for me, that I'm in competition with myself. I want to be a better version of myself, see how far I can take it. But yeah, like you were saying, I'm starting to inspire people. They're starting to notice, especially my kids. But also, now it's not, I don't want to just compete with myself. I'm a very, very competitive person. I want to be the best in my age. I don't just want to be, decent at Ironman anymore, or, be competing against, myself and what I did. I want to win. I want to win my age group, and I want to get to Kona. I want to be one of the best, if not the best.
So you should see when these squirrels get on the track. We're always
okay. Pause.
We're always
we're all so competitive. I mean, it's all telling us.
You can guys keep talking.
But, well, it is funny because you do, man. When you show up, you bring a different element, and I think both of you guys do. Like, some of your stuff is like unbelievable. Watching you lead the swims and watching you show up and when you don't even want to, and you put the wetsuit on and you're struggling and we're swimming, and you went through a 4,000 yard straight swim and you're like, I wasn't even really feeling it, but you were here. I got to get better. Like, even when your world isn't aligned right, you still show up and you still are competing against yourself, pushing yourself because of that why. And I think that's amazing.
There's a great quote that I live my life by, and it's amateurs make decisions based upon their feelings. Pros make decisions based on their commitments. So to me, if I made a commitment that I'm like, my commitment is, and I made it to him, I made it to you guys. I've made it to but especially to you guys. I've said it to other people, but like, I'm going to do it. It's not an option. Like, I'm not saying I'm going to be perfect, but I am going to put in the work it takes. And a lot of times I'm not going to feel like doing it, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to get it done.
All right. So this is an inside joke. These are one of one for the OGs. You can elaborate. Unfortunately, Chris didn't make the podcast. I want him to be here. Shout out, Chris. But there's the four of us, me, and there's my three athletes. Chris is not here. Obviously, Sam and Dylan. And we keep each other accountable on a daily basis through group text message. One of my favorite group text messages because everybody has a group text that they're a part of. But this is an inside joke, so we made up hoodies for these guys. I don't know who actually started it. I thought it was Chris, but I guess it might have been Dylan that started it.
He got it going. He got it going big. Like, he really pushed it. But
Dude, these are fresh. Those are sick.
Those are so sick, dude.
Yeah, well,
So
thank
if,
you.
I don't know where the camera's at.
Yeah.
Right here. I don't know if Dylan, you wanted to elaborate on the squirrel and chasing nuts, as they like to say.
So obviously,
chasers.
it's just like pretty funny thing, like chasing nuts. But so yeah, obviously the objective of the squirrel, like, if you watch a squirrel, it's just out there trying to get a nut. So like us with our fitness, we're just every day we're just trying to get that nut. You know what I mean? One day at a time, like knocking that out, getting that nut, and that's our goal.
And what's
one day
so
at a time.
cool about this group is we're all accountable to the point where, like, when the weather got bad in February and it was like in the negatives, we weren't skipping workouts, kind of doing our own thing. We were still on FaceTime. Like, Sunday morning, like, I'm doing my long run. These guys are on their trainers FaceTiming for 2 hours straight as I'm sprinting, like a 6-minute pace, like just getting after it together.
He's just scaring people in the gym, just sweat coming off him.
Oh, yeah.
Just screaming. I'm at the firehouse on
bouncing.
And I'm like screaming so they can hear me. Everyone's looking at the side like, what's this dude doing at Planet Fitness? Like, what the heck?
Bad day to be whatever Sam was running on.
Yeah.
Guys, what does 2026, the remainder, in 2027 look like? You still got a race we're aiming for.
I got so Chatty. I got Ironman Chattanooga coming up as my next race, September 27th.
Dialed in.
Fitness is coming along, so I think we got a real good shot at hopefully top 3 in the age group. Sub 9. It looks like that's a fast course. So my goal is probably somewhere under 9 hours. Based on, we'll see what the conditions are that day. Obviously, temperature, water. How strong the current is, things like that. But we're looking at the times from last year. It's looking like it's going to take probably 8:50-ish probably.
I was there last year. You're going to be like a runaway beer truck on there. That downhill swim, run would like.
I think that fits me well.
And that was where you qualified for your first, right?
Yeah, I qualified there on the old Chattanooga course when it went
longer
through
bike.
Georgia. Yeah, it was 116. It was advertised. I love that course. I haven't been down there since the new course for the full, but they're doing the World Championship 70.3 there, and from what I've heard, it's still the old bike course for the World Championship at least, which would be cool. Right now, I'm more focused on the High Rocks, but it'd be cool to maybe bang out one more 70.3 and qualify for that. 70.3 Worlds, and it's funny because
hold them accountable.
Well,
now it's back in the U.S. It seems like those slots are getting picked up a lot quicker. It's funny because the Europeans, if you were to go over in Europe, you probably could just take a slot, probably roll right down. But if you go race any of the North American races, especially ones that are on the Northeast, like your Ohios, your Eagleman, your Penn State, your races around this area, it's like they're not rolling down very far because, hey, it's only a quick car drive to the World Championship. So it's cool to see that the World Championship from at least our area is super competitive to get into, because I like World Championship races being elite talent. I think that's a cool achievement to get to.
Oh, yeah. Sam, what about you, man? Where are we going to see you next?
So I've got the Erie Marathon, pacing my little sister. We got Chicago coming.
What time do we need for her there?
I think she needs a
25,
325. Yeah,
plus some, so 320ish, right?
Yeah,
Zone 2 for Sam.
close to it.
Zone 12 for me.
Yeah. No, so that'll be a good one. Hopefully we can get her there, and then Chicago. So I'm trying to go as sub 245. It'd be cool to be like 240, maybe a little quicker. See how we can go. Then that would qualify us for Boston. So I mean, I've already qualified. Reed won Boston. Hopefully she's there. We'll get Chris there, all the boys. That'll be a good time in Boston. I don't really have much planned for after that, so I'm kind of letting the next 3 races kind of guide where I go. Maybe an Ironman. I mean, these guys always talk me into getting in the pool, so
I'd love to see what you can do on a bike.
Could be next.
Sip, the one thing about the Full Send boys I still am trying to figure out is their pacing is incredible, but their swim caps are always on wrong. Like Dillan always has his victory logo right on his forehead.
He wears like a hat.
Yeah.
Hey guys, going swimming.
Sam had the first time
Sip hates me as a swimmer.
the first time I ever seen
I irritate him
I'm
so
not
bad
your
in the
coach.
water every
I'm not
time.
your coach.
the first time I ever knew he swam, I see he posted a picture with swim goggles on, and the TYR is upside down, and his paces were like 104 per 100. And I said to him, I go, dude, what is Hammers doing? He goes, I know, bro, we're working on it. I go, but his goggles are upside down. He goes, I know, bro, we're working on that. All right, this is I got one last question for you both, and Coach Sip on this. So whoever wants to go first, you find somebody in life that is struggling, stuck. They feel stuck. They're looking to get into endurance sports. What do you tell them? I'm looking right at you first, man, because I know you're going to have it.
Just get up and go. Don't hesitate. So go. Don't think about pace. Don't think about, if I could embarrass myself if I don't do it this way. Just if you have to walk. Just go out to get your shoes on, get your shorts on, get out the door, and go around your neighborhood. No hesitation. The more you hesitate, the more you think, the more you're going to talk yourself out of it, especially at the beginning. First couple of weeks, you just get out and you just go. Whatever you can do.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Coach Sip.
So a little bit deeper dive on this. Whenever you do endurance, I think that a lot of people get caught up in their heads, and you see all these people, these different, personality, this depression and whatnot, nowadays anxiety. I think a simple run can really clear your head. And then people think motivation, like where does motivation come from? And I don't think motivation comes from just out of nowhere, like I'm motivated to run. I think it comes from repetition. And so when you get in a rhythm, it's a lot easier to be more motivated. Like if you string days together, and it's crazy. I always think about this to myself. It's crazy what you could be missing training sessions and being like your motivations, and especially when you miss training sessions, it seems like your motivation just plummets. Mm-hmm. And then you're like, well, why am I even doing endurance? I should go lift weights, or I should do this or that. And then you start really, really, really questioning life. And you're like, why am I doing this endurance stuff? But then if you stack just a good week, 2 weeks, it's crazy how much motivation you have now. You get through two, so it's just put that foot in front of the other, like Dillan was saying, and you get one workout done. You get 2 workouts done. Next thing you know, you have a good solid week, and now the ball is rolling, and you're motivated. Like, wow, look how much I did in that week. Let's do 2 weeks. And then you're 2 weeks in, and then once you get to you get 2 months under your belt, you're like on top of the world. Okay, now I just want to crush this next workout. You start seeing results. So stacking those days, and it maybe just at first where the motivation comes, maybe you have to fake it at first. You may be like, I don't have motivation. Well, fake it for the first 2 or 3 days and then see where your motivation lies. And that movement will help clear your head. And if you're dealing with demons, depression, anxiety, it's crazy what a little workout can do for your headspace.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
And I'm involved with that Marine Recon Foundation, and people battle with demons from PTSD and stuff. And it's really cool to see people combat that with fitness. And I know that we might not talk about it openly, but I know that everybody has their own demons, and how a workout can really clear that headspace.
Well said, man. So I think it's been, and I'm going to go to Sam here real quick, but 59 minutes in, and I think I found the name of this podcast. I was thinking, I'm like, is it going to be the Full Send Boys? And Sam, I don't know when he said it, and you're going to close us out here, but it was something that you did. You either PR'd a run, it was your workout. I was on a text and Sip was barking something at you, congratulating you, and you just replied back with a hashtag, "In Sip We Trust."
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. That's right. That's a good name for this. Yeah.
In Sip We Trust. And
I love that.
I always say that too. anything we do, if Ryan's like, "Hey, we're going to go do this," and it looks like an awful workout, I'm like, you know what? In Sip We Trust.
Oh yeah.
You have to tell them the story. Oh, whatever. I'll let you get on that one.
But Sam, like coming from, your background and what you've done and how you're playing for it, like bringing people along with you now, what would you say to that person that was just struggling, looking at you like, man, I could never get there. How could I do that?
Honestly, my thing is try to find a community like Victory, like Full Send. Try to find a group like-minded individuals. If you're stuck in this rut with a group of friends, family, relatives, whoever who might not be pushing you as hard, maybe you're not with the right crowd. You want to be with a set of guys that are going to push you every morning and hold you accountable, so that those days that you aren't motivated, there's the discipline there to kind of force you, hey, I know I don't want to run these 5 miles today, or I don't want to go for this swim, but if I don't, I'm going to let the boys down. So making sure you almost have that support and kind of that family around you that, even on those days that you can't or don't want to push through, you've got that sense of accountability that you got to be there for your brothers and your family. Yeah, and I think, honestly, in my journey, when I started the Ironman training, I messaged Sarge. He was my neighbor. And it was Wednesday. I go, hey, we have to do a 20-mile run. Let's knock it out Thursday. He's like, okay, we work. I go, yeah, but let's go at 3:30 in the morning. I already have the path laid out. And he's a Marine. He's not, no way is going to say, I'm not going to be there. If I'm there, he's there. We're at 3:30 in the morning running on a trash pickup night. Vogel trash trucks are dodging us. We're all in black. Like we didn't think to wear like reflectors or like it was brutal. But like to your point, even if it's a bad workout or you're not sure about it, in Sip we trust. Like, yep. I'm going to get this done because he's leading me down the right path and the results are showing. Mm-hmm. And guys, I couldn't be prouder of you guys because I get to see how he's coaching. I get to see the tree that he's building, the growth that he's building. And yeah, sometimes he's pruning you and you don't want to be pruned, but there's growth in getting pruned. And you're seeing that. You're seeing that. And that's just the journey is you guys are approachable. You're the hardest working dudes out there, usually at a workout. And you're telling people, come with me. You don't have to run my pace. You said it to me. Come to the track workout, Kenny. You can run. And I'm like, dude, I could never. Although I did. I mean, this is one of the best things, and we're ending it here, is on that track workout that you led at team camp, I hear a runaway beer truck coming. I'm on the turn. It's him. And he's screaming, 512, 516, whatever it was. And he's behind him screaming, lane one. So I'm in lane 3 running like a 7-minute mile, which is great for me. And I see Shane Boyd taking pictures. And as soon as he passed me, I got right behind him and took off in a full sprint. So it looked like it was me, Hammers, and Sip all running. That's my pride. I love
Shane
that.
Shane pulled out the camera and Sam was leading that track workout. And he was feeling better than me that day because we had the whole camp of workouts, but he's leading it. And Shane pulls out the camera. I just sprint right in front of Sam for the first couple of pictures.
I had to do it.
Just so you know, the rest of that workout, Ryan did not pass me once. He pulled
the last one I got. The very last
fair. Except for the last one. He pulled that. I'm like, yeah, we're not playing this game. I'm going to be running low 5s.
Yeah, but at 5:15, he's flicking his hair around like, I'm getting sponsored by Pert Plus tonight. I got to make it look good.
Yeah.
Zone 2 for Sam. I don't think he ever gets out of zone 2.
No.
Well, Sam, Dillan, Coach Sip, and Coach Kenny, thanks for giving us another great podcast on the Victory Multisport podcast. You've been listening. Please like and share. Follow us on anywhere you get your podcast, and we'll talk to everybody very soon.